You know, it's funny. We're still taught to chase the career ladder as if it's some guaranteed path to security. But here's the truth most people don't want to say out loud. Jobs are temporary. Salaries lag behind inflation. And in 2025, you're far more likely to be replaced by software than by an intern. Welcome to the modern economy. And today, I want to show you why the traditional career ladder people relied on for decades is basically broken. And more importantly, what you can do instead to build actual financial security. This is Budget and Build. Let's get into it. For generations, job security was the foundation of a good life. A steady job meant a pension, progression, stability, a clear roadmap from your 20s to retirement. But that world doesn't exist anymore. In the UK, the average employee now stays in a job for just over 4 years. For younger workers, it's closer to 2. That's not a career, that's a stopover. Even industries that used to be safe, public sector, financial services, big tech, have completely changed. Pensions have all but vanished, job tenure has collapsed, and redundancy rounds are now part of normal business operations. In the same way the US saw tens of thousands laid off by trillion-dollar companies, the UK has seen major cuts across retail, technology, construction, logistics, you name it. The message is simple. If companies worth billions can't offer job security, nobody can. And the worst part? If your income comes from just one job, you have a single point of failure, lose that job, and 100% of your income disappears overnight. In 2024, almost 1/3 of UK households couldn't cover an unexpected £500 expense without borrowing. One email from HR can put people straight into crisis. This is the reality behind the career ladder. It looks stable until you realise it's built on sand. Here's the second problem. Most jobs grow in a straight line. Slow, predictable, capped salary increases. But the world around you? That grows in leaps. In the UK, wages have risen roughly 3% per year on average. But house prices? Closer to 7-8% per year over the long term. Food, energy, transport, childcare? All rising faster than pay packets. This is why so many people feel like they're running just to stay in place. Even when you climb the ladder, promotions, pay rises, new titles, the math simply doesn't keep up. A job is capped by what your employer is willing to pay, not by the value you generate. And because there's no compounding in a salary, your income will always struggle to outrun rising costs. That's the trap of linear growth. You're climbing, but the ladder doesn't reach anything meaningful anymore. So what happens when the ladder is too short and unstable? People ditch the ladder entirely. Welcome to the fractional era, where workers split their skills across multiple employers, clients and projects, instead of depending on one single company. And this isn't starting at the bottom. It's starting at the very top. Fractional CEOs, CFOs, CMOs, CTOs, all dividing their time between multiple companies. If the people who supposedly won the corporate game no longer trust job security, why should anyone else? Fractional work flips the power dynamic. Companies become clients, income becomes diversified. You're no longer dependent on one employer keeping you around. And businesses love it too. They get top-level talent without paying full-time salaries. Even in the UK, demand for fractional professionals has absolutely surged, especially across marketing, finance, tech and consulting. This shift is a signal. The ladder isn't just broken, it's disappearing. For most of the last century, security meant stability. One employer, one pension, one paycheck, one path. But that version of security no longer works. Stability today is actually fragility. One employer, one failure point. One income source, 100% risk exposure. One career path, no backup options. The new security is optionality, the ability to pivot when you need to, earn from multiple streams, replace income, if one source dries up, move freely, instead of being trapped by a single employer. Optionality looks messy from the outside. Different roles, freelance work, side income, but it's far more resilient. It's scaffolding instead of a ladder. If one piece breaks, the whole structure doesn't collapse. Optionality is financial independence in slow motion. So the real question isn't, how safe is your job? The real question is, if you lost your job tomorrow, how many options would you have? If the answer is not many, then now is the perfect time to start building them. Because whether we asked for it or not, the world has changed. And building multiple options is no longer a luxury. It's a requirement. This is Budget and Build. If you found this useful, hit subscribe and keep building a future where you're not relying on someone else's ladder to get ahead. I'll see you in the next one.